Hey everyone, I want to wish you a very happy winter solstice. I once again wrote out a little message here because I will get tongue-tied. So let me read it for you. Well, here's to all the names that this time of December 21st to 25th has gone by since the 4th century BCE, from the Mayans to the Vikings to the Balkans to the Hopi tribes. I'm going to mispronounce some of these. Requiems of the Dead, Biiwi, Dongzi, Modraximasvetki, Saturnalia, Wayeb, Soyalangwal, Yalda, Goru, Choimus, Kaleda, Midvinterblot, and my personal favorite, the Festival of the Wild Women. Gotta love those Greeks. I wish everybody a time of peace, and I especially wanted to acknowledge the folks over at the Atheist Experience and the atheist community of Austin, Texas. Those guys have been recording episodes for, I think, over a decade now, and I've been watching them for a while, but I've really come to appreciate what they do in the last few weeks, and so I wanted to put this out there as my Christmas message. I really think that what Matt Dillahunty and Russell Glasser and all of them do is in some ways more important than what Dawkins and Hitchens and Harris do, because these guys aren't making money or going on book tours. What they do is primarily just talk to people and field all kinds of questions, and that brings an interesting dynamic because the callers come to them. The most infamous calls are the ones from Fundies, and those are funny, but I actually like all the calls because you get good debates sometimes, or intelligent, well-reasoned discussions, or even just sharing personal stories of religious trauma. The Atheist Experience has played a key role for me, played a key role in me becoming comfortable as an atheist. When my mom was giving me a hard time about my leaving the religion, I actually showed her a clip of the show dealing with that exact subject, and it seemed to affect her. All I know is she's never given me any conflict since then. I feel that listening to the show has also just made me a better debater and gotten me to understand argumentation a little better. It's thanks to them that I recognize a lot of the fallacies that I do in arguments. I've also developed a better appreciation for the First Amendment, which seems to be the main thing religion gets into conflict with. Most of all, I like that they do criticize other atheists and make a point of stating that they represent positive atheism and positive ways atheists can contribute to society. One criticism that I used to have at times, and I know others do too, is that Matt loves to hang up on people, and maybe he abuses that sometimes. However, I changed my mind about that because in the process of holding my own debates, I've come to understand how much some people will start preaching or rambling if you don't cut them off, and in some cases, if the person is just really wacky, then the debate is not worth having. Finally, one thing I love is how they have different hosts, so it's well-rounded. I find Martin and Jen actually tend to be the ones who best represent my own voice. Also, they all come from different backgrounds. Now, I think I'm getting this right. Keep in mind, I don't know these guys personally. I'm just going on their bios and the comments they've made, so I might get this wrong. But you have Russell representing an atheist completely secular from birth, and in his case also happens to be culturally Jewish. You have Martin and Don representing atheists who were raised in a religious or somewhat religious home but didn't really take to it. And then all the others represent atheists who actually were religious once. I like that they each have something to say. Now, I was going to do some kind of a top 10 list of the best clips or the greatest conversations from the show, but, that would really be selling it short. I'll just say that there have been many conversations that I use as a reference point when I'm talking about or even thinking about religion. I love the God the Mafia Boss analogy, which is a classic clip. I love all the ones that demonstrate the argument from ignorance. I think my absolute favorite is a quote that Jeff D. made in one discussion when talking to a creationist. You have the right to your own beliefs. You don't have the right to your own facts. Beautifully said. And again, these conversations have a way of making the fallacies that the religious use become crystal clear. So, to everyone involved in the atheist experience, I wish you peace. I hope you live long and prosper. Hope I got that right. And know that what you're doing is helping many people emotionally, and maybe it's helping society. I think the hours upon hours upon hours of episodes of your show is worth more than the 500 pages of the God Delusion. And to everyone else who's watching this, have a great time with family and loved ones. If you're religious, I completely support your freedom to be religious. But if you ever want to know why you're wrong, just come and ask me. Cheers.